Hi, this is an unboxing and review of the Discovery Quadcopter. This is the new version that just being released. This has the HD upgrade camera, and the camera is now 720p. Previously, this quadcopter is a very popular quadcopter, and it comes with a VGA camera, and the video footage can be seen all over YouTube. So here's the upgrade version, and you hit the model number, I believe here is U818A-1. So it comes in a big nice package like this. This one is from USA Toys. And on the side here you have some information about the product, and then in the back here you actually have the quadcopter and then the remote control that come with it. Let's just go ahead and unbox it and see what comes inside. So inside here we have the quadcopter, and look like it's hold down together in the foam here, so we're just going to flip it over. So again, here's everything you get in the package. You get the remote control, user menu, you have the quadcopter itself, and in the quadcopter there's actually a battery already installed. You also get a set of extra blades, so these are the 4 blades. You have a little charger adapter, so USB to the LiPo charger. You have an extra LiPo battery. You have a little USB reader for a 2 GB card that's also included. You have a little screwdriver to open and changing blade and stuff, and then you also have some extra gearing that come with it. So a pretty nice starter package, and I do like the fact that they give you a second battery, which is very nice, because then you can charge one and have one ready and play with it, and while the other one is being charged, or you can have both of them and you can swap them out and ready to go again. So very nice. I recommend that you buy a few more of these if you're really into these things. One thing I do want to point out is that this little USB adapter charger here is really cool. It has output for 2 different ports, and so you can charge both batteries at the same time. So I've been having fun with this Discovery HD quadcopter for the past 2 weeks or so, and so far I do want to say right off the back, this quadcopter is great for beginners. For the simple reason, it can take a lot of damage. As you can see here, I have it's falling onto pavement, onto grass, onto trees, and all kind of damage. The blades are pretty scratched up, and some of the frame here is actually scratched also. Hard to see, but see, it's all damaged, all chipped, but still works perfectly fine. I'm used to play with helicopter, and those are a little bit tougher to fly than these. These are pretty easy. I found that in no wind condition, these are going to be perfect. When I was playing on one of the few hours in the park, it was roughly about 10 to 12 miles per hour wind, and it was really rough flying this thing. It was still possible. You just had to constantly adjust the stick to keep it going the opposite direction of the wind, and it works fine, but it does drain the battery faster that way also. However, I found that anything less than 7 miles per hour wind, anything less than that, this worked perfectly. And like today, I tested a little bit outside with no wind. It was awesome. Very easy to keep in place. You just need to give it a little bit of power by pushing this guy up. That's up for power, down for less power. That's throttle basically. And when you do that, it will keep this guy hovering, and you just kind of just make tiny adjustment on here, and it will keep the guy hovering really easy. And you can also go left and right, and that turn the quad left and right this way. Notice that the white blades are front, and they have this little thing here to denote that that's the front of the unit. So when you do left and right like this, just turn the unit this direction or that direction. On your stick, if you push forward, that will give it forward movement, and if you push it back, it will push it back, and this will go side to side, just like this. So it will pivot side to side. Down here is pretty simple. You also have a record button for pictures and video. Press it once, take a picture, it will blink. The bottom unit, you have this little light here, it will blink. And if you press this button, it will start recording videos, and it will continue to record videos until you stop it again. Other than that, on this side you have the function button. This button here, flip the unit over. I was unable to get this to work properly, and I'm having difficult issues with that guy. And then you also have your speed button here. You press it, it will go into mode 1 and mode 2. Mode 1 is for easy beginner. In mode 1 you fly pretty decently fast, but in mode 2 it's really fast, and it makes really nice fast turns. So for more novice and advanced user, mode 2 is really nice. For me, I consider myself a beginner, so I keep it in mode 1. And then up top here you have these 2 little buttons. This one is interesting. This one let the unit do a flip. So you press this button, you hear a beep, and when you hear a beep you can just press the stick, and each of these sticks will basically turn the unit different direction. So if you press this button and you press this, the unit will flip over and then come right back on the other side. So it'll do a whole 360 flip and come back. And it's the same, so you can do this in any direction. So it'll do a flip in any direction, these 4 directions here. You also have this trim button here to trim the unit. So if the unit, let's say, is going up and it's starting to drift a little bit, you can actually use this to trim it. However, I found that it's best to lay this unit on a flat surface so the gyro get calibrated. That's what you want on a flat surface, and when you take off it's going to be perfectly level. And if you need to, you can use this trim, but I found it's a lot easier just to land it on the ground and then restart. It's a lot faster that way. Finally, you have this button on your side. This button is just the light. You press that, the light just come on, and that's basically the whole unit. This is how you get the quadcopter synced to your control. Turn it on, push it all the way forward, push it all the way back. It's going to blink very slowly. Lead the unit down. Take this unit and plug the battery in, and you're going to hear the 3 beep. Beep beep beep, and that's how you know it's synced, and now it's ready. You can see here I have a micro SD card in there, and it's ready to let you know that the light's on. And this light button here, that's turn the light, turn these light and these light off, and those other lights stay on all the time. For this camera, the quality is pretty decent. It is a 720p camera, but it's not the best sensor or the best lens out there. It is a very small camera, as you can see at the bottom. Make pretty decent video. The video itself is actually not shaky, which I'm kind of impressed with, because the unit itself stabilized very well, so the video look really nice. Pictures, on the other hand, can be tricky. You can get good one, bad one, depending if you're not moving. You want to be basically hovering and not move around when you take the pictures, and it seems to be okay. The unit itself is pretty loud, so you can hear from the plate. And the plate is very loud, so when you're recording video, all you're going to hear is basically the sound of the motor. A very high pitchy noise, and that's all you're going to hear. Another thing I want to point out is that do remember to turn the recording off before you unlock the card. The first time I record this, I forgot I was in recording mode, and I just went and unplugged the battery, and I lost everything. So you do want to remember to turn it off, recording. And the way you will know when you flip it over, let's say you forget, there will be a blinking red light here to let you know that it's in recording mode. Now just make sure you turn it off before you unplug the battery. One other thing I want to notice while I'm down here, you can see here the unit has a dome up here where the logo is. So as a habit outside, you know, in the pavement or something, I will put it down like this to unplug it. You can do that, nothing wrong with that. The only thing is that over time you're going to scratch these logos. If you want to not worry about scratching or anything, put it on grass or put it on your lap or something like that to do it. The other thing I found out is that this battery here, if you're like me and you crash it quite often, these batteries always come flying out. It stays in place like this, but that's all. There's nothing holding it back down. So when I crash, it's pretty tough sometimes. It will come flying out and just fall out, but it will hang to this, and it's not gonna. You're not gonna lose it. It's a pretty good plug. Speaking of batteries, you get 2 of these. There are 500 milliamp, right? Yep, they're 500 milliamp, and they are good for about 10 minutes. That's the rated time, and that's true. It does take quite a long time to charge them when you slow dongle here, and I just leave it plugged overnight. It takes quite a long time to charge them, and the light's supposed to come on solid, and when it finishes, it's supposed to go off. This thing is a little bit tricky. Sometimes it doesn't go off. I don't know what's going on, but I just charge it overnight, and then the batteries are pretty good. I run them for around 10 minutes. And that's pretty good. And as a beginner, you're gonna find that after 10 minutes you feel like you have enough time to play. But if you want another chance, you have another 10 minutes. So it's very nice. These units also come with an extra set of blades, so it's very good. So in case you break these blades, right now I have used them pretty good. They fall and they scratch and everything, but so far everything stay in place. The only thing that came out was this little hook that hold the motor came out, and I just push it back into place. And that's your motor. At the bottom you have a small gearing. It comes with 40 small gearing. And then you have these big gearing that it doesn't come with any extra. So if you break those, you probably have to buy them. Finally, I want to talk about range on this guy. For an RC unit, this is supposed to be up to 80 feet high. That's the height that this can get, and they say it can be up to 100 feet. I was out in the big open field. I went pretty far with it. I didn't see how high I went, but it was way up high, and I could barely even see my quadcopter anymore. And the wind started picking up, and it started drifting, and I got scared, so I pulled out. I didn't want it to get stuck in a tree or something. The higher you go, there's going to be more wind, so just be careful and not lose your quadcopter. As far as the range, the field was quite large. I went over 100 feet and didn't seem to have any issues. Still have control of the car, so that's not an issue. Controls are pretty simple. It's not a fancy control, nothing. Just make out plastic, 4 battery, works quite well, no problem with it. I stick some rechargeable AA in here, and it's been running fine this whole time with no issues. One last thing I want to mention is that I was playing with this, and then I leave it in the box, and I just kind of throw it on top of the box, but I throw it down like this, and you can see here the blade's covered. Even like this one is more bent down than that one. That's because I lay it down. The plastics are pretty soft, and you lay it down, and it put a lot of weight in it. And so just when you store it, just make sure you store it upright like this, so that the blade doesn't bend. And I guess you can just, I'm just going to put something on here like this, trying to bend the blade back in place. So that's all for this quadcopter. Got some nice footage for you guys to see. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have any question, please let me know in the comment below. And as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.